Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Mentzer again to teach science. So last week we covered two different measurement tools scientists use. Now, who can stop, think, and raise their hand to remind me what these tools were? Awesome answer. Now, what does a pan balance measure? Stop, think, and raise your hand. Great. Now, what does a spring scale measure? Super answer! So now I'm going to introduce a new measurement tool that everyone should be familiar with, and that is a ruler. Now if you forgot, this is what a ruler looks like. Now a ruler is divided into inches and centimeters. Now, the way you can determine which side is centimeters and which side is inches is because it's labeled. The cm on this side of my ruler represents centimeters. Now if I flip it over, the IN on this side of my ruler represents inches. So now I want to show you how, I actually want to review to you how you use a ruler. So I have two objects I'm going to measure. First, I have a movie, and I want to measure the length of the movie in inches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have my inches side up. I'm going to start with 0. So you see the inches, it starts with 0, and it ends with 12 inches, also known as 1 foot. So I want to know the length of my movie. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my ruler, start with the 0, and I'm going to put my 0 at the end of my movie. And then I'm going to go to the bottom of my movie and see where my ruler ends, where my movie ends. So right here, I'm going to go to the end of my movie. And as you see, it's right at between 6 and 7. Now stop, think, raise your hand. If it's in between my 6 and my 7, how long is my movie? What does this line mean? Stop, think, raise your hand. Excellent. That's correct. The middle is half. So this means my movie is 6.5 inches. And what we just did, you might not realize, is we just collected data. We collected data of my movie. Now, if you don't remember, data is the bits of information you observe. So you might not even realize, for the last couple weeks, we've been collecting data. Last week when we were measuring different objects with our pan balance, we were collecting data. We wanted to know the mass of them. Same with our spring scale. We wanted to know the force. We were using units called newtons. So we were collecting data and we were recording it in a data sheet. So I just collected data for my movie. It was 6.5 inches. So now I'm going to collect more data, but I want to practice using centimeters. So I have this fairy wand, and I want to know how many centimeters, how long in centimeters is this fairy wand. So I'm going to do, just like with inches, See how the centimeters, it starts with 0? This time it ends with 30. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end of my wand and put it at 0. And I'm just going to lay it on top. I want to know how many centimeters is it. You notice it landed on 26. My wand is 26 centimeters. So if I was to write this on a data sheet, and I had a question that said, how many centimeters is my fairy wand, I would write on my data sheet, if I had a line like this, I would write 26, and you have to include the units. It's not just 26, right? It's 26 centimeters. So I'm going to put my abbreviation. Make sure it's a lowercase. 26 centimeters. So now, how I'd write my movie, the length of my movie, my Batman movie, because if I had a data sheet and I had a question that said how many inches is the Batman movie, I always knew it was 6.5, but it just wouldn't be 6.5. We have to make sure we put the unit. So our unit we used was inches. So we're going to put an IN for inch. So we know it's 6.5 inches. So now that I reviewed with you how to use a ruler, first what we're going to do is we're going to finish our hand balance rotations and our spring scale. It took me a second to remember our spring scale rotation. And I added a new center in too. So after we're done doing that, we're also going to measure various items with our rulers. So let's start working with our measurement tools.